The NHL is a very diverse league with 20 countries currently represented across the 32 teams. The game of hockey is growing around the globe, and it's made evident by the super talented players from those 20 nations. With the double IHF World Championships wrapping up this weekend, and because we're super excited for the Four Nations face-off next season, and NHL players returning to the Olympics in 2026, today we're going over the best current NHL player from every country. Again, to clarify, this list is based on current performance for these players in 2024. While prime Alex Ovechkin was insane, and he's still an elite player today, he's not making the cut in this video. We did recently make another video with the all-time greats from every nation ever represented in the NHL. Give it a watch after this video. With that out of the way, let's dive in. Australia, Nathan Walker. Born in Cardiff, Wales, Walker grew up in Australia and was the first Australian player drafted by an NHL team when he was selected by the Washington Capitals in the third round of the 2014 NHL Draft. Walker made his NHL debut for Washington on October 7, 2017, and scored a goal. He was a member of the 2018 Capitals team that won the Stanley Cup, but didn't play in enough games to have his name engraved on the hardest trophy to win in sports. Having also played briefly for the Edmonton Oilers, Walker is now a member of the St. Louis Blues, playing in a fourth-line role. Austria, Marco Rossi. The second highest drafted Austrian in NHL history, behind only Thomas Vanek, Marco Rossi just finished his first full 82-game season with the Minnesota Wild and recorded 40 points. The 22-year-old has legitimate star potential and is already a solid second-line center for the Wild, but his name has recently emerged in trade rumors. Belarus, Yegor Sharangovich. Acquired by Calgary in the trade that sent Tyler Toffoli to the New Jersey Devils last summer, Yegor Sharangovich is coming off of a breakout season. He was one of few bright spots in Calgary, putting up a career-high 31 goals and 28 assists for 59 points, the most by any Belarusian in the history of the NHL. No goal was more memorable this year for Sharangovich than his game-winning goal against the Pittsburgh Penguins on Mika Kiprasov's jersey retirement night, which sent the Saddle Dome crowd into a craze not seen since the 2022 playoffs. Bulgaria, Alexander Georgiev. The first Bulgarian to ever play in the NHL, Alexander Georgiev went undrafted through the 2017 NHL entry draft, but still managed to land an entry-level contract with the New York Rangers. In 2022, Georgiev found a starting job when he was dealt to the Colorado Avalanche and had a career year in his first season with his new team, leading the league in wins with 40. He followed that up with 38 this season and represented the Avs at the All-Star Game, even though his save percentage was below 900. Canada, Connor McDavid. Simply the best hockey player on the planet today is Connor McDavid. His speed, playmaking, goal scoring, and hockey IQ are out of this world. Since 2020, he leads the NHL in points with 610. In second place is his teammate Leon Draisaitl with 538. Number 97 has won 5 Art Ross trophies, 3 Hart Memorial trophies, 1 Rocket Richard trophy, and 4 Ted Lindsay awards. The only thing missing from his trophy case is the Stanley Cup. What more can one say about McJesus? Czechia, David Pastrnak. One of the elite offensive forwards in the NHL, David Pastrnak tied with Alex Ovechkin for 48 goals to co-win the Rocket Richard trophy. He was a big reason why the Boston Bruins made it to the Stanley Cup Final in 2019, losing to St. Louis in 7 games. When the Bruins set a new NHL season win record with 63 in the 2022-23 season, Pasta scored 61 goals, becoming the first Bruin to score 60-plus since Phil Esposito in 1974-75. Denmark, Nikolai Ehlers. Winnipeg's 9th overall pick in the 2019 draft, Nikolai Ehlers is a speedy left wing that put up 64 points in a breakout sophomore season in 2016-17. Since then, he's been an underrated offensive force, most recently recording 61 points last season. The Danish winger has 201 goals and 457 points in 605 games. good enough for 6th all-time in scoring in Jets Thrashers franchise history. One stat that may damage his value is his low playoff production, which, when coupled with an expiring contract, has led to speculation that the Jets may move him in the offseason. Finland, Alexander Barkov. Now that Patrice Bergeron has retired, it's hard to argue that Alexander Barkov isn't the best two-way forward in the NHL. The Panthers captain will almost certainly win his second Selke trophy this summer. The Panthers' second overall pick in 2013 holds the franchise records for both points and goals. Everyone was calling Barkov the most underrated player in the NHL for so long that it almost feels wrong to at this point. France, Alexander Texier. Recording 30 points last season, the first in which he played more than 50 games, Alexander Texier is a decent third-line winger for the Blue Jackets. His best performance came when he helped Columbus win their first playoff series, scoring 3 points during a 4-game sweep against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Germany, Leon Draisaitl. Drafted 3rd overall in 2014, Draisaitl just finished his 10th season with the Edmonton Oilers and is in the conversation for second best player in the world today, behind, of course, teammate Connor McDavid. He's a consistent 100-plus point player and has won an Art Ross, Hart Trophy, and Ted Lindsay Award. He's a very consistent postseason performer, setting a Stanley Cup playoff record with 5 consecutive games of at least 3 points in the Oilers' run to the 2022 Western Conference Finals. When Draisaitl is in his office on the power play, 9 times out of 10, he is going to find the back of the net. Japan, Jordan Spence. The first skater with Japanese citizenship to ever play in the NHL, Jordan Spence was born in Manly, New South Wales, before moving to Osaka, Japan, and later Canada. The 2019 second-round pick had spent much of his young career in the AHL, but the defenseman recorded 24 points in 71 games with the LA Kings last season. Latvia, Zemgus Girgensons. The longest tenured member of the Buffalo Sabres, Zemgus Girgensons is the highest drafted Latvian of all time at 14th overall in 2012. He doesn't put up crazy offensive numbers, but is a reliable bottom-six forward who kills penalties. Girgensons even made the All-Star game in 2015, though Buffalo was especially pitiful at the time. The Netherlands, Daniel Sprong. Spending time with the Pittsburgh Penguins, Anaheim Ducks, Washington Capitals, Seattle Kraken, and Detroit Red Wings, Daniel Sprong's best seasons were his last 2, where he recorded 46 and 43 points, respectively. Norway, Matt Zuccarello. Zuccarello is one of 9 Norwegians to ever play in the NHL, and the only to suit up in a Stanley Cup final. He's played for the New York Rangers and Dallas Stars, and has been a member of the Minnesota Wild since the 2019-20 season. His most productive season came in 2021-22, where he recorded 79 points. Russia, Nikita Kucherov. One of the most dangerous offensive players in the NHL, Nikita Kucherov has scored at least 100 points 4 times and is a 2-time Stanley Cup champion with the Tampa Bay Lightning. He also won the Hart, Art Ross, and Ted Lindsay in 2019. He won the Art Ross again this past season, leading the league with 144 points, while also becoming the 5th player in NHL history to record 100 assists in a season, joining the likes of Connor McDavid, Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, and Bobby Orr. This also earned Kucherov a Hart Trophy nomination alongside McDavid and Nathan MacKinnon. Slovakia, Juraj Slafkovsky. The 2022 first overall pick, the only Slovak taken in that position, Juraj Slafkovsky is coming off of a breakout season in Montreal. He recorded 50 points, and at 6'3" and 238 pounds, will be one of the league's premier power forwards for years to come. Slovenia, Anže Kopitar. The current captain of the Los Angeles Kings was the first Slovene to play in the NHL. He's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion in 2012 and 2014, and is regarded as one of the best defensive forwards in the NHL, winning the Selke Trophy twice in 2016 and 2018. He has led the LA Kings in scoring in all but 2 seasons, and is 4th in franchise history in points, goals, and assists. At 36 years old, he's still a legit top-line center and elite-level player. Sweden, Elias Pettersson. Though his play may have been labeled as underwhelming in this year's playoffs, Elias Pettersson is still an elite NHL talent for the Vancouver Canucks. Aside from one shortened season due to injury, he's recorded at least 66 points every year including in his rookie campaign, which earned him the Calder Trophy. Pettersson's career high came with 102 points in 2022-23, which he followed up with 89 last season. Switzerland, Roman Josi. The current Predators captain has spent 13 seasons in Nashville and helped them win the President's Trophy in 2018. Josi is one of the NHL's top offensive defensemen, voted winner of the 2020 Norris Trophy after scoring 65 points in 69 games. He was a big reason why the Predators were able to sneak into the playoffs this year, earning him another Norris Trophy nomination. The United States, Austin Matthews. The 2016 first overall pick and the best goal scorer in the NHL today just won his third Rocket Richard Trophy and has also won the Calder, Hart, and Ted Lindsay. Finishing the season with 69 goals, he nearly became the first 70-goal scorer since 1993. Unfortunately, it didn't translate into the playoffs as the Leafs suffered another crushing Game 7 defeat at the hands of the Boston Bruins. Uzbekistan, Arthur Kaliev. 22-year-old Arthur Kaliev is only the second Uzbekistanian-born player to play in the NHL. He was drafted third overall by the Los Angeles Kings in 2019 and has recorded 71 points in his young career, in which he's played 188 games so far. Rumors seem to suggest he's played his last game in LA and will be looking for a new team this offseason. But did you agree with our list? Which players would you have chosen? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to click like if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe for more NHL content. We'll see you in the next video.